Good morning. It's time to get started with our math lesson for today. We are going to start with our mental math. And for our mental math today, we're going to really have to dig out and remember those friendly addition facts, those double facts, those making 10 facts, because they're going to help us add these numbers today. We're also going to think about how before we left for remote learning, we were learning how to do partial sums, which is adding our tens and our ones separately and then bringing them back together. So we're going to use all of these strategies that we've been working on throughout the year to help us with these addition facts. So let's get started. So our first one is 15 plus 15 plus 10. Now remember, I would like for you to pause the video to help you solve these. They are mental math, so it should be done quickly. We don't want to use our fingers if we don't have to. We're not using number grids or number lines, right? So we want to take a look at, is there any double facts? Is there any 10 facts? What can I do here to make my adding a little bit easier? So I see 5 plus 5, and I know 5 plus 5 is 10. And then once I add those 5s together, all I have left is all of the other 10s. So I can say 10, 20, 30, 35, and 5 more would be 40. Excellent, right? So always give it a pause if you need a couple seconds longer to figure it out, and then press play again to get the answer. Let's take a look at our next one. 19 plus 11 plus 20. So I'm always looking for ways to quickly add my numbers. I see 1 plus 9, and 1 plus 9 is 10. Right? And then all I have to do is add all those other 10s to it. So I have 20, 30, 40 plus those 10 right there in my ones place, and that's going to give me a sum of 50. And one more in level 1. We have 10 plus 17 plus 23. At first, we look at these numbers and say, oh my gosh, these are such big numbers. This is so hard to add, right? But not if we look for easy ways to add them, like 10 facts. 7 plus 3 is a 10 fact. So 7 plus 3 is 10, and then I can just add all of my other 10s to it. 20, 30, 40, plus my 10 made right here is going to give me a sum of 50. Excellent. All right, level 2. Moving on. Let's take a look at this one. Whoa, that's a lot of numbers. A lot of numbers, right? But we're going to use our facts. We're going to use what we know to help us do this a little bit more quickly. So go to those ones places. What do you spot? Right? I spot a 4 and a 6. I spot a 1 and a 9. Both of those are ways to make 10s. So if these two make a 10 and these two make a 10, right, all I have to do is add all of those other 10s to it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 9 plus 1, 60, 6 plus 4, and we get an answer of 60. All right, let's take a look at this one. I want you guys to try and solve this one. Right, pause me to think about it, unpause me to find out the answer. 16 plus 24 plus 22 plus 28. Really big numbers. Would be really difficult to add those in your head if you didn't have your strategies, but you do. So 8 plus 2 is a 10 fact. 4 plus 6 is a 10 fact. Right? So if we take those and we add them to the 10s that we already have, 2, 4, 6, 7 10s, that's 70. 6 plus 4 makes 80. 80 plus one more 10 gives us a sum of 90. Excellent. All right, and let's take a look at this guy here. 12 plus 18 plus 23 plus 17. Where are those facts? Double facts, 10 facts. What do we got? 7 plus 3, you got it. 8 plus 2, awesome. That's a 10 fact, that's a 10 fact. Now I just need to add all those other 10s. This is 10. This is 20, 30. This is 40. This is 50. 50 plus 10 more is 60. 60 plus 10 more is 70. Excellent. All right. And level 3, our last one. What do we have here? All right, let's see. We got this. I'm not seeing double facts. I'm not seeing 10 facts here. So we're going to start with our 10s. Then we're going to go to our 1s. So help me out here. Think about it. Walk with me. Pause it to come up with the answer when you need to. Let's start with our 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. All right. 54. I'm going to add that 4 right there. 54. 54, 55, 56, 57. 58, 59 plus 1 more gives us 60. You got it. All right, let's take a look at this one. Same way. Add up those 10s, then we're going to count through our 1s. 2 or 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay? Or an easier way would be 20, 40, 60, 70. Now we're going to work with those 1s. Okay? 74 plus 3 is 77, plus 1 is 78, plus 1 is 79. Fantastic. Our last one. Let's do it. We got this. All right, a little bit of bigger numbers here. So what are we going to do? All right, I do see an 8 and a 2. I'm definitely going to bring that 8 and 2 together to make a 10. So I have 20, 30, 40, 50. I have 50 plus 8 plus 2 gets me 60. 60 plus 5 gives me 65. And 65 plus 1 more gives me 66. Excellent. All right, let's move on to our mental math message. Okay, so read through this first, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll look at the picture here. I want you to solve. We're going to do it together. Explain your thinking to a partner. So I'm going to explain my thinking. I want you to see how you're thinking about this. Juan has a cracker he wants to share equally with 2 friends. He divided the cracker in an unusual way. Do you think Juan divided the cracker into 3 equal parts? What do you think? Yes or no? Do you think Juan divided the cracker into 3 equal parts? Well, let's take a look. So he wants a part, and then he has his 2 friends that each want a part. So he split it like this. Here's a part for a friend, here's a part for a friend, and here's a part for a friend. Okay? Do you think that each of them are getting equal parts? So I'm going to give you a little hint here. I want you to look at these as little squares, as invisible squares, and see how many little squares each person gets. And then think about the answer. Do you think Juan divided the cracker into 3 equal parts? So I see 1 little square, 2 little squares, 3 little squares. All right, let's see if I can get up a little highlighter here maybe to show you. We're going to try this out. All right, so this is a square. All right, this little area here, that's a square. This is a square. All right, and this is a square. 3 squares, correct? Right, then I look over here and I see 1, 2, 3 squares. 1, 2, 3 squares. So did he divide equally into 3 parts? He did. He made sure that each of them got the same amount of squares of that cracker. 3 for Juan, 3 for his one friend, 3 for his other friend. So for today, we have an exploration that we're going to look at where we're going to have to divide crackers just like Juan into equal parts. So we're going to do it together. because this is new to us. We're not able to do this in front of each other. I'm not able to be sitting with you and helping you. So we're going to work through it together. And we are going to come up with names for those parts like we did yesterday. We're going to think about what do we name when we have 2 parts, 3 parts, and 4 parts. All right, I will see you in our next video for our explorations.